Welcome, little dreamers, to WeeStars Stories. Tonight, we're whisking you away to the enchanted world of Pixie Hollow, where magic sparkles in every corner and adventure awaits. Snuggle up, close your eyes, and let's follow a very special fairy named Tinkerbell on a journey full of wonder, courage, and a sprinkle of pixie dust. Ready? Here we go! In the heart of Pixie Hollow, where seasons dance together in a magical symphony, Queen Clarion stood on her royal balcony. Her golden hair shimmered under the moonlight, and her sparkling blue eyes gazed far beyond the twinkling meadows and rainbow-hued forests. A delicate butterfly, drawn to her radiant glow, fluttered onto her shoulder, folding its wings as if to share her view. "Have you ever wondered," Queen Clarion whispered to the butterfly, "who brings light and color to the world as seasons change?" The butterfly, content in Pixie Hollow's eternal spring, suddenly a faint, joyous sound tickled her ears, a sound only she could hear. Somewhere on the mainland, a baby's laugh sparkled with magic. It soared from a crib, out an open window, and tangled with a fluffy dandelion seed in a window box. With a gust of wind, the laugh carried the seed into the night sky, beginning a perilous journey to Pixie Hollow. Queen Clarion's heart quickened. A new fairy was on its way, but the pack was fraught with danger. The dandelion wisp danced over London's rooftops, weaving through chimney smoke and past the towering Big Ben. It skimmed along the Thames River, glinting under the moonlight, and soared over Tower Bridge. But then, ping! It collided with the bell of a slow-moving ship. Queen Clarion gasped, her hands clasped tightly. Would the laugh survive? But joy is fierce, and this laugh was no exception. Though dizzy, the wisp righted itself and floated onward, touching the sea with a soft jingle that echoed across the waves. A breeze lifted it higher, guiding it toward a brilliant beacon in the sky, the second star to the right. Queen Clarion exhaled, her smile returning. The laugh was safe, racing toward Neverland with a giggle and a glow. In Pixie Hollow, the enchanted land shimmered with every color of the rainbow. Snow-dusted winter woods sparkled beside sunlit summer glades, bursting with fruit. The laugh zoomed over mountains, skimmed grassy plains, and finally descended toward the heart of Pixie Hollow, where the majestic pixie dust tree glowed with magic. A garden fairy, her rose-petaled tunic vibrant, spotted the wisp. "Look!" she cried, pointing. Fairies of all talents, water, light, animal, and more, dropped their tasks and followed, their wings humming with excitement. The wisp floated over a waterfall, tickled by pine needles, and finally landed on a mushroom balcony above the pixie dust well. The fairies gathered on the tree's branches, their wings aglow, holding their breath. Terence, a dust keeper fairy, stepped forward with a chalice of pixie dust. As he poured the shimmering dust over the wisp, it swayed, tinkling like tiny bells. The strands shimmered, transformed, and there stood a tiny fairy in a flowing white gown. Her blonde hair, a wild mop atop her head. "Aw," the fairy sighed, enchanted by the new arrival. "Hello," she said shyly, her fingertips jingling as she waved. The ministers of spring, summer, autumn, and winter smiled warmly from their perches. Then a golden mist parted to reveal Queen Clarion, radiant and regal. "Born of laughter, clothed in cheer, happiness has brought you here," she said, winking. "Welcome to Pixie Hollow. I trust you found your way all right." "I guess so," the new fairy stammered, her eyes wide with wonder. Queen Clarion gently unfurled her gossamer wings, and the crowd gasped in awe. With a tentative flap, the fairy rose, wobbling at first, then soaring with glee, turning a somersault that made the fairies cheer. But the real excitement was yet to come. It was time to discover her talent. Toadstool pedestals sprouted around the pixie dust well, each bearing a symbol of a fairy talent. Rosetta, a garden fairy, placed a glowing flower. Silvermist, a water fairy, set down a shimmering droplet. Iridessa, a light fairy, offered a radiant lamp. Fawn, an animal fairy, gently patted a tiny egg. Even Vidya, the aloof, fast-flying fairy, added a spinning whirlwind with a smirk. The new fairy, confused, asked, "What are these things?" "They'll help you find your talent, little one," Queen Clarion said, nudging her forward. "You'll know." The fairy approached the flower, but its glow faded at her touch. The droplet dimmed, the whirlwind vanished, and the fairy sighed with disappointment. She hesitated, afraid to try again, until a hammer, simple, made of rock and wood, began to glow. It shone brighter, vibrated, and flew into her hands, bursting with light. The fairies gasped, then cheered. She had found her talent. Queen Clarion beamed. "Come forward, Tinker Fairies, and welcome the newest member of your guild, Tinkerbell." The crowd parted, revealing two quirky tinkers, Clank, huge and loud, and Bobble, tall and gangly with dewdrop goggles. Tinkerbell's heart sank. These weren't the elegant fairies she'd expected. The hammer slipped from her hand, landing with a thud. But Clank's booming, "Hey-de-hi, Miss Bell," and Bobble's charming, "Phineas T. Kettletree, Esquire, at your service," made her smile. "We're pleased as a pile of polished pots you're here," Bobble said, and Tink felt a spark of hope. Clank and Bobble whisked her to Tinker's Nook, a cozy valley of twig and leaf homes nestled among tree roots. It wasn't the flowery grandeur of Pixie Hollow's other realms, but its charm grew on her. Tinkers bustled about, hammering and sawing, crafting wagons from gourds and baskets from iris blooms. Her new home, a teapot-shaped house with a leafy roof, was perfect, except for the oversized leaf moo-moo in the closet. With thorn shears and spider silk thread, Tink crafted a fitted green dress, tied her hair in a bun, and set off to explore. At the workshop, Tink found Clank and Bobble struggling with a wagon repair. Fairy Mary, the stern tinker leader, inspected their work with a birdseed abacus. "The deliveries?" she demanded. Tink's quick thinking saved the day, convincing Fairy Mary to let her join the delivery run. But as they rode to Springtime Square, a pitter-patter in the grass made Tink's heart race. Clank's eyes widened. "Sprinting Thistles!" he yelled as prickly plants charged. Scratching the wagon and spooking Cheese, their mouse. The wagon careened wildly, crashing into the square, scattering supplies and fairies. Tink's new friends, Silvermist, Fawn, Rosetta, and Iridessa, rushed to help. "Those weeds are a menace," Rosetta fumed, but she waved off Tink's worry about the crushed flowers. Bobble and Clank proudly showed off their tinker creations. Rainbow tubes for Iridessa, paintbrushes for Rosetta, satchels for Fawn. Tink was awestruck as they described the mainland, where they'd bring spring by following the second star. "Flitterific!" she exclaimed, longing to join them. But Vidya, the fast-flying fairy, scoffed at Tink's excitement. "Tinkers help fairies, just like me," Tink said eagerly. Vidya smirked. "I make forces of nature. You make pots. Spring doesn't depend on you." Stung, Tink vowed, "When I go to the mainland, I'll prove how important we are." Vidya's cruel smile widened. "You'll prove it, huh? I'll be watching." Scene. Determined to shine, Tink unveiled her inventions at the Queen's Review, where fairies prepared for spring under the Everblossom's glow. Her nutcracker misfired, hitting a squirrel, and her berry paint sprayer exploded, dousing the Minister of Spring. Queen Clarion gently broke the news. "Tinker fairies don't go to the mainland. Your work is here." Devastated, Tink fled, ignoring her friends' calls. Back at the workshop, Fairy Mary's pride in tinkering baffled Tink. "Be proud of who you are," she said. But Tink felt trapped. Desperate, she begged her friends to teach her their talents. At Lily Pad Pond, Tink's dewdrops burst. In the sunflower meadow, she spilled light, earning a glowing backside and a chase from lovesick fireflies. At Pine Tree Grove, a baby bird pecked her, and her pursuit of a big bird led to a terrifying hawk chase. Vidya, caught in the chaos, was saved by the fairies' quick thinking, but Tink's failures mounted. Soaking by the sea, Tink found a broken music box and fixed it with glee, its melody stirring her heart. Her friends found her praising her tinkering, but Tink still yearned for the mainland. In a last-ditch effort, she turned to Vidya, who tricked her into capturing sprinting Thistles. Tink's corral failed, and the Thistles stamped it through Pixie Hollow, destroying spring's supplies. Queen Clarion was heartbroken, and Tink confessed her fault, fleeing in shame. As the Council of Seasons debated canceling spring, Tink sat by the pixie dust well, planning to leave forever. But Terrence's words, "Your talent makes you who you are," sparked a realization. She loved tinkering. Inspired by her lost things, Tink returned to Springtime Square with new inventions. Her improved paint sprayer dazzled the fairies, and her seed sucker, made from a glove and harmonica, amazed them. Vidya's role in the Thistle disaster was exposed, and she was tasked with rounding them up. With Clank, Bobble, and her friends, Tink rebuilt spring's supplies just as the Everblossom bloomed. Queen Clarion praised Tink, and Fairy Mary revealed the music box, now sparkling, as Tink's ticket to the mainland, to return it to its owner. In Kensington Gardens, Tink watched fairies transform winter into spring. Then followed the music box's glow to a girl named Wendy, who joyfully reclaimed it. Tink's heart soared as she rejoined her friends, flying home under the second star. Queen Clarion waited on her balcony, her butterfly friend fluttering happily as Tink's laugh led the fairies home. Perchance you find a toy you lost, or jingling bells you hear, she whispered. It means a very special fairy might be near. Pixie Hollow glowed brighter with Tink's return, ready for her next adventure. Little dreamers, Tinker Bell's journey teaches us a beautiful lesson. You are special just as you are. Sometimes, not we wish to be someone else or do something different, but our unique gifts, like Tink's tinkering, are what make us shine. Embrace who you are, work hard, and believe in yourself, and you'll find your own way to create magic in the world. Sweet dreams, and may you always sparkle with your own pixie dust. That's all for tonight's adventure with WeeStars Stories. Did you love Tinkerbell's magical journey? Click the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more bedtime tales to spark your dreams. Sleep tight, little stars, and we'll see you next time for another enchanting story. Good night.